How are you doing, Zainab?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm so looking forward to this session. I would love to know all these makeup techniques and whatever it's in there. I want to know all about it. I'm pretty sure my audience is very, very excited that you are here. Please, could you tell us more about yourself?
Well, I'm a makeup artist. Um, I've been doing this for about 7 to 8 years now. Um, I do more freelance work than working with a union or like a set 9 to 5 job, which gives me more control of when I work and how I work. Um, I love the experience. I love working with people, and I like seeing the transformation and how it makes other people feel. Uh,
Oh, that's
but my style of makeup is a little bit different. It's not like even when I do bridal, it's not cakey. It's more natural. It's towards the natural side. I try to keep the face looking like, skin looking like skin, but
this is
it's
what I've
enhanced.
been noticing too. Nowadays, I've seen people don't want cakey makeup. They want to go very natural
Yeah,
and dewy and fresh skin.
yeah,
So
that's where the trends are going towards.
yeah.
Thankfully, I was never okay.
How did you get into makeup?
Well, I was studying to be a lawyer, but then I had kids because I got married really young. It started off with a negative, like there was a negative reason behind me why I started makeup. It was like I didn't have any more confidence in myself. You know, your body changes, and I was so young.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
started buying makeup and trying to, just if I can't do anything about my body, I can at least, glam up my face. It was that kind of
Yeah.
an outlook. But over the years, when you grow, you live, you see women. When you're working with women, you talk to people, and you realize what everybody's going through and how normal it is. And you start to accept your body, and you start to have change your views on
Yeah.
it means, what beauty means, what makeup means to you. So now it's no longer about trying to change how I am. It's more
Mhm.
accepting and embracing who I am. And then I help other people
That-
do the same.
That's awesome. That's what we should do. Everybody should
Yeah.
do, take care of our well-being and to look nice and, take care of ourselves. So let's start.
Yeah, let's go. Um, for to begin, you have to understand that every skin is different. My skin is a
Okay.
bit dehydrated, and it's combo, so it gets oily in the T-zone and then dry
Yep.
everywhere else. That's the most common type of skin.
Common, exactly. This is what I was gonna say too. This is same with me
Yeah.
too. I get dried here a lot and a little bit oily here, so
Yeah.
I need to know, like, maybe it's called a
Combination.
T-zone
Yeah, yeah,
combination.
combination
Yeah.
skin where you
Yeah.
get the thing is, this is what you have to ask. It's one of the first questions I ask my clients, because the way that you do your makeup, it depends entirely on how the skin would react to it.
Yeah.
So you always start off by prepping your skin for makeup. You don't just
Okay.
go in straight, or you don't just put it takes the key to having good looking makeup that sets on your skin like second skin is having
Yeah.
a good routine that goes before the makeup application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a toner, uh,
Okay.
and I'm going to just gently go over my face, your face. You're not going to be rubbing it too much. Like, you just, the whole point is, I also like to have it put in a little spray bottle. Uh,
Uh-huh.
so you're not rubbing your skin, you're not disturbing it. And another thing is,
Good setting.
when you're booking
Hmm.
a makeup artist, you don't want to
Yeah.
exfoliate the day before. That's one of the most important things that I always tell my clients that do not do anything different with your skin within
Hmm.
48 hours of your actual event, because you need a good layer of skin on your face. If you're exfoliating right before, you're gonna have patchy skin, you're gonna have new skin coming in, and that doesn't really hold makeup properly.
Good to know. Good to know. That's awesome.
So I've toned. Now I'm gonna take a serum. You can it depends on your skin. Like I mentioned before, you have to look at what your skin needs, and then you use the products accordingly. This is just a
Yeah.
general, this is
I actually have done this video on skincare, exactly all these steps that
yeah,
I've uh, shown in that video. I want my viewers to check that video out. It's called Skincare, and exactly follow that routine.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is what Zainab is also doing. So
This is an eye
yeah.
cream that I'm going to use under my eyes. The skin under your
Okay.
eyes is very different from the rest of your face. It's very
Mhm.
fragile, very thin. So we like to hydrate it as much as possible before we start our makeup application. So I put a lot on, dab it in. You can even remove it later on. It doesn't matter how much of it you put, as long as the goal here is to moisturize your skin as much as possible. So now I'm going to go in with a moisturizer. One more important thing I like to use is a facial oil. So I've got
Yeah.
two here. Sometimes I use this vitamin C oil by Pixi.
Okay.
You mix it all up, and then this is good for, it works on regenerating your skin and brightening your skin. And then another one I have is by Indeed Labs. It's squalane. It's basically, it holds in the moisture. So it doesn't have too much in it. It basically just plumps up your skin. What hyaluronic acid basically does is holds in the moisture.
Exactly. And this is I have been using hyaluronic for a while, and I've noticed a lot of actually difference in my skin. It's more moisturized. It's more like,
you get less
dewy and
exactly.
fresh.
When your skin is dry, it's easier for wrinkles to set in.
Exactly.
So now that I've got
Makes sense.
a moisturized base, what I like to do is I go in with a concealer. I work on the eyes first,
Okay.
because I've done my eyebrows already. It's a really fine process. I didn't want to take up your time. So do your eyebrows first. So what I like to do is I like to use concealer on my eyelids first. I go in and do the eyes first because I find that it's a waste of product. If you have any fallout, or you have, if you do your skin first and then you're doing the eyeshadow, especially if it's a heavier look and you're using darker colors, if it falls down on under your eyes and around your, you have to erase it and go in again. So while our skincare sit, I like to go in with the concealer. And
okay, you're applying the concealer. Okay, I'm gonna use this for my concealer, so I'm gonna apply a little bit here.
You put a little bit and you pat it into the skin. You want to make sure there is no creasing happening.
Okay.
We're using a cream formula right now, and that helps cover up the eyelid. And you see how it just, my veins just, everything that was showing, it just kind of created a clean slate on my eyes. You can go and put a lighter color if you want your colors, whatever you're using, to pop.
Okay.
But generally, just use the color of a regular concealer that matches your skin tone.
Okay.
Today I'm going to be using Soft Glam by Anastasia. It's just something that I chose it because most people have this, or colors that are.
Okay. Yeah, guys, we are going for the day look first.
Yes.
We're going to go for something which you can wear every day.
So I'm just going to teach you how to choose the colors. So the color story you're going to be using and where the color placement is. So because I have cream over here, and if I place a color, it won't blend as nicely. So what I like to do is I use a light color near close to my skin tone. Apply that with a fluffy brush all over the lid, mostly in the crease area. And this is just to create a base where you can put more colors, and it just helps blend the colors in and avoid any patchiness. Done? Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a different brush, but same thing. It's fluffy, but it's just long.
Okay. I'm going to look for it.
And I'm going to use a brownish, nudish color that you're going to sculpt the shape of your eye with. So that goes in the crease, because one important thing to know is when you're applying foundation or concealer on your face has natural light areas and dark areas that define it. When you're going and creating a flat surface all over again, you gotta bring the shades and lights back again. So where naturally you have a crease, you're gonna go back in with, I like to take a warm brown for an everyday look.
Warm brown, okay.
Yep. And I just go in from the corner of the eye and
so outer to inner.
Yeah. You can blend.
So is it on the crease or
It's
on the
very rough.
lid?
So look straight ahead. This is a trick that I use. Look straight ahead and look where you're gonna see your crease with your eye open. So open your eye. Open that eye. Open up your eye and then you'll see where you see the crease. This is where it's going to be. You're gonna be color.
Oh,
so
okay,
not on the lid, but
not on the lid, but in the crease.
in the crease. Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
So the crease color, you're just kind of you're gonna blend it in. It doesn't matter which direction you move your brush. You just want to blend it really well.
This eye is gonna be better than this eye because I've already applied a little bit on the lid.
That's okay. You
guys, you follow her.
That's okay. We're gonna go back in with other colors and it'll just merge together. It's not
blended.
What I love about this look is that it's so blended that there's so much room for just putting in what you want and blending it and fixing it. This is a foolproof way of doing your eyeshadow because I know a lot of people stress out and they think, oh my God, I can't do it. It's too complicated. Teach me. And I'm like, it's very simple. You just don't have to be a perfectionist, which is what I am. But that's when it comes to client. On myself, I just do whatever and I call it a day. So now you're gonna pick a bright color. We're gonna apply a brighter color to the inner. Is it the same if someone has deep set eyes? When someone has deep set eyes, you're not going to apply as much of a darker color in the crease because it's already so deep set. This is where that trick I taught you with looking straight ahead and seeing the crease help. It comes in handy. So you're gonna, if it's a deep set eye, you're just gonna roughly shape it, but you're not gonna go too far in or use a really dark color. So I'm taking a bright color and we're applying it to the inner corner of the eye and the brow bone.
And okay.
So this is where the colors would pop.
A white color, or is it like any dark
light color, not a dark color.
Light color. Oh gosh. Okay.
So I'm gonna go in the same color that I used to create a base, but I'm using a flatter brush. So it's not fluffy, it's flat. So that helps pack in the product more. And the way I'm doing it is not roughly the way I did before, but I'm gonna carefully just place it.
I see. Okay.
And put it in. And then the brow bone.
That's a good trick.
It's not blended yet, so it looks funny. But this is roughly where the placement would be. You can bring it down underneath the crease as well. I'm looking all weird with this camera angle, but it's fine. Then you got to choose a slightly darker color from the nudes. So I'm going to use a darker, so this is what I use for the crease. I'm going to use a slightly darker brown. And this is going to go into the outer V of your eye. This is where so the outer V would be from here to here and up here. So that is what creates that. And over here, you're only placing the product and going one direction. You're not going back and forth like
any darker one, and it's just on the bottom?
No, the top of the lid, and you're creating a V shape. So this is the inner V, and that's outer V.
I see.
And
okay, I'm gonna use a green one.
You can do a green. What I like to do is I use a neutral color, and then I add the pop of color to the middle of the lid. This is since it's an everyday look, I'm not using colors, but you can go ahead and do that. I'm just using a nude color palette. So again, you're gonna go in and we're placing the color and we're just stroking one way. We're not going back and forth because that moves the product. It doesn't
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't create a seamless finish. So I'm going to show you on this side again. So you're just going to stretch out your eye. Don't be afraid to like move your face around while you're doing your makeup.
Okay.
So place the product at the bottom, and then I'm bringing it back into the crease. Take a bit more. So that creates that, you know, the smoked effect that people go for.
The
It's looking
smoky look.
really messy right now because I'm not looking in a mirror, I'm looking at the phone, but you get the point.
I do.
And again, like if you want, the darker you want, you can go in with more product, but you want to, oh great, you want to go in layers. You don't want to put too much of a product on at once. If you want a darker finish, you add more. So you go in layers. You create layers. I'm
I
repeating
understand.
again and again. Do you see how that sculpted the shape of the eye? The light isn't
Yeah,
even
I can see
on
that.
both
Yeah.
sides, so like I'm just. It earlier would have been better because the sun wasn't over here before.
Oh, okay.
No,
Sorry.
it's not your fault. It's everybody comes home from work, and you know this was a perfect time. So now I'm gonna choose a brighter color to put in the middle of my lid. I like to use a bit of a shimmer, so I'm gonna use this color called Fairy, and you just place it on top of your lid and bring it down.
Oh, this is not nice color. This is really nice color.
Yep, and you're joining. I like to call it marrying. You're marrying the inner corner with the outer corner. So this is just for placement purposes that I'm not blending right away. I'm just showing you guys. So you've got the crease color, you've got the outer V color, and you've got the inner V color, and you're gonna bring it all together with this color. And we're gonna blend it all again to make it look seamless. Now another thing is the bottom lash. A lot of people don't know that when you're creating makeup looks, you have to also put the same colors on the bottom of the lash to give dimension to your eye.
Oh, I never knew that actually.
Yeah, well, when we were younger, I mean, I'm not that old, but when I was younger, that was not, you know, it's not taught. We used to look up to people who were older than us, and they didn't apply that. But now there's so many YouTubers and all these techniques that you can learn. That's the beauty of being in the world today. You can learn
Right.
anything you want if you just Google it. So I'm taking that,
Which color?
the brown I used on the outer V. I'm taking that
Okay.
and I'm gonna put it from the outside of the V to like all at the bottom of my lash here. So that gives you a more, it creates depth in your eye. So it's not just flat, like, you know, just color right on top of your lid and that's it. How are you doing?
Let's see the end result.
Oh, it always comes together at the end. When I'm doing makeup on my clients as well, like I don't let them look at the mirror. I'm like, mirrors are not allowed until I say so, because everything just looks funny when it's not done. So I took
Okay.
the outer color again, and I'm bringing it back in to merge with the gold I put in. Don't be afraid to go back in and correct your mistakes, by the way. It's not always perfect, and you always see the finished product on Instagram. You never see all the blending and everything that's gone into creating a look. Now I'm taking that, the color that I used for the crease, and I'm going back into the crease with that color to create a bit more depth, because I'm not happy with how it turned out when all the colors came together.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna add a bit more. I can see that you did, I can see the whole, the 3D of your eye already, and it looks,
Yeah.
but make sure you're putting a bit more on the at the bottom.
Okay, I'm gonna do it again.
Is my lighting okay? I feel like it's too bright. I'm taking that shimmery color again and I'm putting it on in the corner a bit more, just to make that pop. You can choose to skip that if you don't want too much shimmer. But I like.
No, I like shimmer.
Yeah, who doesn't like shimmer? But like if it's like a, you know, it's a professional meeting for Zoom or whatever, instead of the shimmery color, you can use a brighter nude or, you know, just a matte color instead of making it shimmer. But honestly, you're on camera and it washes off a lot anyway. What I see in the mirror is not what I see in the camera right now. So I'm gonna go in with this nude eyeliner. It's Rimmel. I love Rimmel. Very underrated. And I'm gonna put it in the waterline, and that helps you open up your eyes.
All right, I don't have that,
That's
so I'm gonna.
You should go and get it.
Soon.
A person like me, when I smile, my eyes just close. So when I do the selfie look, then you can see it better. And my eyes are really sensitive, so it takes me a while to. So you just bring your eyelid, the bottom of the eye down, and that makes it easy for you to place the color onto the waterline.
Okay.
What that does is creates the illusion that your eyes are a little bit bigger than they actually are. And then I'm gonna go in with a flat brush and
all right,
give myself a little eyeliner at the bottom of my lash line, using the same color that I use in the V, or you can use a brighter color to brighten it up.
okay.
And you're going in and blending the bottom with the eyeliner you just put in.
So it's the same color that we put on the lower lashes. That's
I'm just
gonna
go in again, so then because otherwise what you're gonna see is the eyeliner I put in, and it's overlapping the color I put in. You can do that and do the bottom color. It's up to you, but I like to see where I am, and then I go back in and redo whatever needs to be done. So I like your eyes are looking nice, actually. I mean,
yeah. Thank you.
Mine you won't be able to tell until like I do the entire look. Like this is basically what it is. And the light is killing me. Hold on. So.
Oh yeah, much better. I can see the colors now.
Yeah, I just used something really subtle. It's not dark. You can really tell the difference when the colors are more dramatic. So now we're gonna color correct and get rid of all these marks. Like, wow, I can't. My the concealer that I like to use, it's orange tinted. We're gonna be color correcting with this. What color correction is basically when you might have noticed that when you do your makeup, a lot of the parts of your face end up looking gray, and a lot of women, especially moms, have this problem. This is the problem that I started getting after having my baby. You have all these sleepless nights and you get dark circles. I had them before as a child as well, and then I wore glasses, but like becoming a mother didn't help. So it just became deeper. So any dark areas of your face, you identify them. I think it's okay now. Is the lighting?
Yeah, it's better now.
The sun
has gone.
Yeah, I
little bit
without any eyeliner or any of that. But I take a small brush that is very pointed, and we're gonna spot correct. This is a Vasanti liquid VO2 that I'm using. This brand is really great for South Asian skin tones. So what we do is use orange on the dark spots, and then we're gonna conceal it. So the orange counters the darkness. So if you look at a color wheel, orange or a salmon color is opposite to blue and purple, and that's the pigment that's under those dark spots. So we counter it. Yeah, it's color science basically, but all you need to know is just use orange or salmon color on the dark spots, and then you use your then you put on foundation, or you can use your own color matching concealer on top to get rid of that color, that orange. So I'm gonna just place it. I'm gonna look in the mirror for this. Another problem area, especially for South Asian women, are the area around our mouth is dark.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
darker. Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're gonna put in the orange here. It goes around your nose and under your eyes. You see how it immediately picked up?
Immediately, I
You can
see,
see the
I see.
immediate difference. I haven't even blended it yet. I just placed the product on. So, and then I have like these curling iron marks on my forehead. It's fun. Fun being a woman. And then I just take my finger. That's the best tool you have. You can have all these brushes, but nothing's gonna do the kind of job that a finger does.
Yeah, I mostly use my fingers too to apply my foundation, especially.
Me too.
I've yeah, I've noticed that if I use a brush, then I see the marks of the brush, or if it's not evenly applied then.
It's not as nicely blended. And another thing is beauty blenders became a big thing, but I would recommend you stay away from them because they're not hygienic. Unless you're using disposable ones that you're going to use and throw away.
Yeah, or keep on
Yeah.
washing them. I've noticed even if you keep on washing them, the product is still in there.
Yeah, it is. And you don't know what's going in there. And with today's like extreme hyper vigilance regarding sanitation, we just don't use it. Like in the makeup industry, we don't use beauty blenders at all. So
Yeah,
I've gone in and gotten rid of that. You can, so the trick to use putting in concealer and foundation, anything creamy, is you go in layers again. That's called building up coverage. Because if you're putting a lot of product on, think of it like your nails when you're applying nail polish. If you put a thick layer of nail polish on, it doesn't dry as quick. And then if you're trying to do another coat, the whole thing comes off. So you're going in with thin layers and you're blending as you go, and then you build it up with more product instead of just using a whole bunch and trying to blend that in. So I've done this. I'm gonna apply foundation. What I like to do is I do my foundation after the color correction, and then I use a concealer to make up any other areas that still need work. That helps me. I use less product, less time consuming. Right now I'm like showing you it's all instructions, so I'm going really slow, but this is like an everyday look. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes if you're just doing it quickly without this lighting issue and everything. So what I like to do is I have these areas of where I place my foundation. I put a little bit here in the center of the cheek, bottom here, and on the nose. And then you go and you blend it with your hand. You've already done that with your face, so when you're not doing that part.
I have. So I'm just waiting on you for the next step.
I'm gonna use a brush as well, just because there's a lot of product. What you're doing with the brush is you're not sliding it, because you did color correction at the bottom, so you're gonna move all that product that you placed there. So you're just gonna pat it in, and you do so gently.
Okay.
And you go in close to the roots, but I don't go all the way into the hairline.
So when do you use the powder on the foundation?
That comes after. So we're using the powder to set any. So first you go in with the liquids, the foundation and the concealers. When all your creams and liquids are done, then you place the powder on top, because once the powder is there, your foundation's set. You can't move it anymore, and that's what the powder does. So if you're using it to set, you can go with a translucent powder. If you want more coverage, you can go with like a packed foundation like this one. So this is pigmented, and then this is what I use for the loose powder. So it doesn't add more color, it just sets it.
That's it, yeah.
Sets it in place. Okay, so there's my foundation.
Looks great. Yeah.
I like to only do 1 or 2 layers of foundation, just because I like my skin to look like skin. I don't like cake. But if you want a heavier coverage and you have an event, then you can add more layers until you have the look that you want. So this is a yellowish brightening corrector. It says corrector. This is NYX. It's called Natural. So with this one, I like to place it on the dark circles.
Okay.
And then right down my nose. Now I broke my nose as a child. So it's
Oh, that's too bad.
kind of crooked. So this is where my makeup skills come in handy. Instead of...
Okay, I'm gonna use this concealer
that
then.
works. I use that as well. I have that too. So all the points of your face that you want to bring out, the high areas, is where you're gonna place this. And then you're gonna blend it. Using this brush, just gonna blend it in. So you can see how the bottom of my eyes look completely different than how we started. There's no circles. It's because the light is bouncing off the lighter concealer. So dark colors absorb light and lighter colors reflect light. And that's how you play with makeup to kind of change or enhance the features you already have. And I'm gonna place a little bit extra on the mouth because I color corrected there. I don't want any orange to show through. And then I'm gonna use the same brush I used before for foundation, just to kind of blend it all together if I can find it. Okay, I can't. Just gonna use another brush. So blending is key with this, my style of makeup basically, or any makeup. Like, you want to make sure that it's all seamless.
It's all blended in, yeah.
And don't be afraid to take your time. If you have an event coming up, like, start an hour early. Because it's in the beginning, at least, it's trial and error. You get to learn about your face and where it needs work. Where...
yeah, makes sense.
You see how flat my face is now? Because I have one color all over the face. There's no contouring, no nothing. The only area that has any kind of shape is my eye. So we're gonna set the powder. Now, before you set, make sure that you're patting in the bottom of your eye because it tends to crease. Even if you're taking 2 or 3 seconds to pick up your brushes, it creases. So right before you set it, make sure you are fixing the crease, because once you set it, then the crease is there to stay. And that's a problem a lot of people have when they go to work. They ask me, why is the bottom of my eye creasing? So you're using thinner formulas for your under eye. You're making sure it's moisturized, and you're making sure that you're setting it properly. So the way that you set it is you take a fluffy brush, you put the brush on, and then you're pressing it into the skin. You're not going around. You're pressing it in so that it holds it into the facial.
So I'm using this palette here. It's by NYX.
Yes.
So which one
so
would you
eyes, I recommend you use the yellow. It gives you a brightening effect as
well. Yellow. Okay.
And then I like to go multiple times into the T-zone because that's the area that tends to get oily faster. And the rest of the face, I don't pack on as much product. And then I'm going to use a bigger brush and then just roughly go over the other areas. We're going to make sure that you set the cheeks and stuff. Use a powder, contour, and blush. You don't want it to look patchy, so you have to make sure that all the liquids and creams have been set. You ready for the contour?
I'm ready.
Okay. So I use, this is my personal palette from Kat.
Okay.
You've seen, I love this so much. I've hit pan. So you're gonna have to learn it's a learning curve when about knowing what kind of shade you have to use. I like to use a lighter one first, and then I go in with the darker on the edges. So how you figure out where you're gonna place your contour is every face shape is different. For you, your cheekbones are a bit more defined, so you don't need as much contour. You're gonna place it just on the outside. For me, my face is round. So
Is it going to be
not
on the bone right here or underneath here?
you're
Or
gonna find, okay, so what I do for my face is I find the bone, and this is where I'm gonna define it. So my placement would be here and here
okay.
and there.
I,
And
so
then,
yeah, mine is
but for you, I want you to put it in a C shape right there, but don't bring it into the cheek.
okay.
Don't bring
All
it
right.
into the hollow of the cheek, because you've got a
Okay.
brilliant bone structure already. You don't need more contouring.
Oh.
So we're just gonna shape the face in your case. For me, I'm gonna use a darker color just because we're on camera. So you're making a C. You're bringing in the product. We're not moving back and forth. We're going in one direction.
Oh, okay. It's one direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
You place it, and then you blend it, and you almost go. You're hugging the bone, so because you want to define that bone. So you're placing it and going a little bit upwards with your brush. It helps to hold the brush from the back when you're blending. And then this is another spot. You go upwards. So it kind of gives you like a facelift. And then you have to go into your hairline and your jaw.
In the jaw.
So again, you're blending it because you don't want it to stand out so much.
Okay. Gonna do this side also.
Can you already see the difference between
I can see you. Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
looks in like a
Whole
whole lot bigger
area.
and rounder. And this,
Yeah, the one is all
yeah.
defined.
So I'm just gonna make it equal here. I've seen a lot of people do that. If it helps you find your bone, your cheekbone, go for it. If you don't have, if you already have a defined cheekbone, you don't need to contour as much up there. If you have a rounded face, you're gonna go in and do the whole thing. If you have a smaller forehead, don't go into the forehead. Just apply on the hairline.
Hairline only. Yeah. I don't think I have a big
Yeah,
forehead,
so
so I'm
you're just gonna do
gonna
the hairline. You're not bringing.
hairline.
Another thing is, if you have a more defined jawbone, you don't need to go in so much. If it's rounded or if it's square, then you're gonna add as much as it takes to, you're gonna see just visually eyeball where it would go. And then just, so you're bringing it here and then bringing it down, because if you lift your face, you don't want it to look funny. So you're also blending the bottom. When I watch older Bollywood movies, I always notice, like, you know, in Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham, Kareena Kapoor's makeup is like you have a strong red contour at the bottom, and that's not blended. And I'm like, her makeup artist did not know. But back then, they didn't have such nice cameras either, so they didn't account for our new TVs to pick up that much detail.
I would like to know, or you could let me know more. If we hire a makeup artist, what should we look for?
So you would look for, first of all, when you're looking for a makeup artist, you make sure that you're looking at their portfolio or their page, and you like the kind of makeup that they do, a common theme, what their take on is on makeup, and then you contact them and you ask them for prices, and you have to see what you can afford. And it's okay to let the makeup artist know that, you know, you're not what I'm looking for. Just don't leave them hanging. That's one of the things that and don't assume that you're booked just because we spoke. There's an unspoken etiquette of booking makeup artists that a lot of people don't understand. You can ask for quotes. You can ask for what type of makeup and what kind of accommodations you're going to do. Some are willing to travel to you. Some do not travel. Some have a fee for travel. It totally depends on what your requirements are, and feel free to like bring up anything, because the more that we know as makeup artists, the more we accommodate to you. So if you have some health concerns or skin conditions, you ask them, hey, do you know how to do makeup for example, rosacea skin? If they don't know, if
Yeah.
that's not what they've trained in, then you don't have to hire them. So you just, that's the basics. Then once you've hired them, then you'd go through the whole process of consultation for your event. We talk about what kind of products we're gonna use, what colors of the clothes, hair. Is it an indoor or
Yeah.
outdoor event? Because the type of makeup that we do depends on where you're gonna be. So if it's an outdoor event, then we're gonna have to set it a bit more or use different products as compared to indoors where we're not gonna be using SPF or any of that stuff. So
So I guess it depends on the prices as well, based on these
based
things.
on that stuff, based on the experience of the makeup artist and the products that we're using, our prices vary according to what type of makeup you're getting done. And
Okay. Like a party or
yeah,
bridal or
yeah.
or
So
yeah,
even if
exactly.
you're saying,
Like,
even if you're saying that, you know, it's a really light look, it's not that much. Even a light look, as you can see, it takes a lot of work to give you a no makeup look.
exactly.
And it's fully at the makeup artist's discretion whether she wants to take you on or not. You just have to kind of respect that. If you're looking for something more within your budget, you can always ask the makeup artist for recommendations that, hey, do you know somebody who works kind of like you that would charge a bit less? And we're always happy to refer you to our, you know, our coworkers, our friends.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we're gonna go in
Okay. So,
with yellow, like you already used that. I'm just going
okay.
with that now. So I'm brightening
Okay.
up the top part under my eyes
Mm-hmm.
and find it and the T-zone. One thing we
Mm-hmm.
forgot to do, we haven't done yet, is we did not contour the nose.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the same color. You're gonna bring it from the eyebrow here
Mm-hmm.
down the nose in a straight line, not on the side, but visually the top.
On the side of the
Yeah,
nose, yeah.
it's not like on the side. We're just going like where the nose.
An outline,
Yes.
yeah.
So this is where you would pay more attention to the shape of your nose, because like I said, mine is kind of crooked. So I'm gonna work a bit more on one side to visually create that effect. So over here, this is a little bit naturally dented. So I'm gonna go and apply more darkness to that side, the bottom, and then under your lip.
Under the lip?
Because that's naturally a little bit darker. And because we flattened it, we got to bring that shade back. I also like to just blend in that contour with the eyeshadow and bring it up to where the eye meets. So you have this,
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Good to know that.
and then around your face, there, and then the hairline.
So just blend it in,
Yep,
right? With the brush.
you just blend it in. And then if you want, I like to blend after every step, so there's no harsh lines. Like over here, I just placed the contour, but I didn't blend it. This really, you can't see it visually in person, but especially when you're taking pictures, it really shows, because the flash will bounce off the lighter color and the darker will absorb it, and you'll have that line around your head that you wouldn't want. So we've got the contour down, we've got the eyes. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put blush on, and I'll tell you how to choose the color for blush and where the placement is according to your face shape.
Okay.
Usually blush goes onto the cheekbone, so the bottom of your eye where you highlight, and the contour, you're gonna marry it together with the blush. So I have this palette. There's two pinks, a lighter pink and a darker pink, and then there's oranges as well. I like to mix my colors. Now, it depends on, like, a few things that I look at is what kind of lipstick I'm gonna be wearing and what kind of eyeshadow I have on. So if I have more earthy brown tones, I go for a more orangey color. If I have more pinks, a brighter lipstick, or I want to just look a little bit more fresh, more springy, I go for the pink.
I'm gonna use this color right
Yeah.
here.
And a lot of people have favorite colors too, so you can just, you know, you can just use that. So what we're gonna do is this where we place the color, but also you have a different lighter color on the apples of your cheek. Okay, so we're gonna mix the two colors, darker here and brighter here, but you're not gonna bring it too far into the nose. So it's just here, and you can either make it a C shape, or you can do this. Excuse me. And again, it's a
So should I go up or come down?
Come down.
Oh, come down.
So you're coming down with the darker color. And when you blush, you don't just blush on your cheek. So you have to also kind of put the color onto the forehead.
So it's all even then.
Yeah. Just a tiny bit. Just so it doesn't look odd. Like you have a little bit of pink here, but this it's completely gone over there. Because naturally when we're blushing, like our whole side of the face, it blushes. I pick up on these tips and tricks by working with other makeup artists too. You don't learn everything from one place. So this is the brighter pink that I'm using the same brush for. I'm just gonna smile and place it and go upwards. That gives your cheek a little bit of a lift.
Oh, I think it's too bright for me now.
Okay, use the brush that you blended your setting powder with and just go.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Just blend it back out. You're allowed to make mistakes. So I'm giving my cheek that lift by placing it here and going upwards.
Okay, I think it's much better.
Yes.
Or do you think it's too
No,
dark?
it's subtle. It's good. Another thing is that if it's like an event that you're going to where there's going to be pictures taken, you're not used to seeing yourself in that much blush. But don't be afraid to be a little bit more darker, because in pictures it's going to wash out. And also place a little bit on my nose. Okay, so we have the eyeshadow.
Yeah.
The complete skin. And what I like to do on an everyday look, I like to create, I don't use eyeliner as much, and I don't use false lashes on myself, but if you want, you can use false lashes. What I like to do is something I call eyeshadow liner. So instead of using liquid liner, I use eyeshadow to create that effect. Okay. So I'm gonna pick the darkest brown here, and I'm gonna use it as an eyeliner. So
yeah, I do that too.
I'll show you. Yeah, you do that too.
Yeah.
So we basically just tight line it. I think I used the black instead of the brown, but that's fine. And you're gonna create the wing like you would with a regular liner, but it's so much easier to work with just because it's powder and it's not final. And then if you want, you can use it on the bottom too. And if you mess up your eyeliner, there's a way to fix it. So I deliberately kind of like say I went that way a little bit more. What you need is a Q-tip, and you need Vaseline or a silicone-based primer. And you just use a little bit of that and the Q-tip to clean up any messes. This is something that I get asked a lot, like, you know, how do you get perfect eyeliner? I almost always mess up on myself when I'm doing my eyeliner. So what I do is I go in and correct that mistake. When you're using Vaseline or the primer, you can create a nice clean line. It removes the product without moving any other part of your makeup. So this way you can do any kind of blending. You can go crazy with your blending, and at the end you just clean up the way that I just did. It gives you a lot more room for mistakes, basically. And then you go back in with you know, pat in a little bit more concealer here. Set it again. Or if you want, you can contour a bit again just to bring that back. Or you can do the step before you contour. Okay. I'm gonna just set my eyebrows with this is a clear gel by Benefit. You can use colored as well. This helps you just bring out the hair of your eyebrow and keep it in place. We were gonna go a little bit darker. So this was the everyday look. And all you have to do to create an Eid look, for example, with Eid's coming up,
yeah,
so we can go for a more dramatic look. All you have to do is choose, so it's the same method that I've applied the colors in, so the crease, the outer corner, inner corner, and the pop of color, but we're just gonna choose darker colors. So I'm gonna pick a slightly darker color here, and I'm just gonna use that in the outer to kind of darken up the makeup that I already had. You can do this trick for, you know, say if you have work in the morning and then you're going out at night, it's easy to turn that daytime look into a nighttime look. Same technique, just different colors. Yeah. And if you want to add a bit more drama, you can take it all the way up, the darker color. It creates that depth in the dark color. I'm gonna take a pink and I'm gonna put that pink shimmer in like for a pop of color. So like I did with the gold, I'm just gonna place the pink here. Wow, this is really not coming out great.
This is yours is cream based.
No, it's just really pigmented. And again, I'm just gonna blend these two together. I'm gonna use a liquid liner to emphasize on the eyes, just because it's a darker, more dramatic look.
Okay. I brought my eyeliner as well.
The eyeliner changes the look entirely. It creates nice crisp lines and gives you a nice base to place false lashes on. Then for the bottom of my eye, to create a more dramatic look, I'm gonna use a cream eyeliner. So I used the white before. I'm gonna leave that there just so the effect of the eye opening effect, that's still there. But I'm gonna bring the black cream liner. So I'm gonna bring it from the wing that I created. Okay. And I'm gonna bring it in, but only bring it halfway, the bottom lash. I'm gonna take it all the way into the eye because that gives more of a closing effect. And I'm gonna use the brush I used for the same brush I used for blending the eyeshadow liner, and just blend it outwards. Blend it inwards. Take a lip liner, Rusty Nude. Oh, okay, and Meher. So in MAC, it would be Meher lip liner. You're gonna line your lips. One trick that they taught me in makeup school was to create an X. Yeah. From the tip. I saw that in some of the YouTube videos. Yeah. Create an X to create that bow. Put at the bottom, and then you just connect it with the sides of your lip. Now for some of us, our top lip is darker than the bottom lip. So using a lip liner before lipstick really helps even out that color. Use my current favorite. It's Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. Oh, it's a beautiful color. I love it. This is called Amazonian, and this formula is so good, especially with the masks. It doesn't come off, it doesn't move. I'm gonna go with a little bit shocking pink color. Go for it. Why not? Tonight? Yes, I'm going for iftar downstairs. That's great. Iftar downstairs. That's what I do. I do my makeup every day, and then I'm just like, I'm cooking.
Yeah.
Another important step is to curl your eyelashes. A lot of people think that it's not natural to curl them, but don't be afraid of doing that. It helps create that look, especially if you have small eyes. Having the lashes go up before you up and out before you apply mascara really helps open up your eyes. And I don't use false lashes, so this step really.
Yeah, meaning I just use mascara
Yeah,
if I have to
yeah. So okay, so
do it.
one thing is that if after you're 20, your eyelashes start straightening out. Even if you have naturally curly lashes, they start straightening out. So it's not anything to
Okay.
be ashamed of that you're using an eyelash curler. Um, Same with the skin, it stops regenerating itself as well after 20. And I like to double coat my mascara. So this is my personal one.
Mine is a Marcel that I really have been liking
And
so
Cell
far.
products, they're so good for allergenic skin. They're really gentle. Mine is the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, which is a great dupe for,
Yeah, exactly. L'Oreal is really
yeah.
good for mascara. Oh.
I like to double coat it. Again, this is not showing up as nicely on camera as it is in real life. Um, I'll be sure to post a picture of the final look.
Please do so.
So this is what I layer it with. So this was a volumizing mascara. So the wand you'll see is a bit different. It's more dense, it's fluffier. I put that first to make it look more, make it look like I have a lot more lashes than I actually do. And this one, the shape of this mascara is, its material is a little bit different and it's more spaced out. And this helps pull on the lashes and helps you create a longer look. Yeah,
Longer.
so you can
Okay.
use different
No.
types of mascaras and layer them to create the look that you want. And this is gonna really take my eyelashes from like one level to another.
So do you also apply mascara on your lower
Yes, I
lashes?
do. Always. Do it vertically.
Okay.
So I take the brush and this way you're not smudging around the lash line and it's holding on to every little hair and bringing it down. Try not to stab my eye. So you can see the difference between this eye.
Okay. Now it makes sense actually.
Yeah, because if it's sideways, you can easily mess up and get it everywhere else. Then you have to go in and correct it again. And this way, it's just you got oh. Depends on the look you're going for. If you want to like flutter it out, you bring it outwards. If you want to make them look longer, you can bring it towards your nose.
So what kind of makeups do you do professionally?
Oh, my current favorite is backstage, so editorial, ads, and photo shoots. It's just the environment that I like. But I also do where this is where most of the money is bridal and party makeup. So let's say bridesmaids or their moms, friends, or brides as well. It's just right now nobody's holding any parties or no weddings, so we're just doing private shoots.
It has been a wonderful session today. I've really enjoyed it. I hope that all the viewers who were watching or who are going to watch would learn something from you. And guys, if you really want to learn more, you can DM her. You can actually go to her Instagram page. I've already mentioned, but you can also check on the post. I'm going to put it on her Instagram ID and her Facebook page as well. Thank you so much, Anna, for coming in and showing us your wonderful techniques.
Thank you for having me. I really love your makeup. It looks flawless right now, even if we're like struck.
I'm actually really liking it too, and really feel like I should go out somewhere
Yeah,
and set
for a
with
drive.
this makeup.
At least go for a drive.
Thank you, Zainab. Thank you so much for
If you
coming
want to
in.
know the
And
details, I've posted little mini videos in my reels on Instagram. So it shows you how to do specifically eyebrows or eyeliner or spot concealing. So it really goes into in depth, which I had time to do last summer. I'm going to be making a few more this year as well. So go ahead and use those things. Thank you.
thank you. All right, guys. See you guys next Friday for another session. Take care. Bye. Have a great weekend.